the form was going a little bit down, and also work on his positivities. I hope in this afternoon he's starting from the bench. Obviously, in the second half, they might think about bringing him in. I think he is one player who can change the speed and everything into the game.
And let's look at the log standing as well. And those two highlighted ones are the two teams that are participating today, 4th and 6th. And Ngezi Platinum Stars sitting, that is 4th with 36 points, while Caps United not too far away with 35 points. So whoever wins this one goes above or stretches the lead or goes above the other. For Caps United, they will go above Ngezi Platinum Stars. And if Ngezi win today, they go above Dynamos as well, who play tomorrow as well. And also, you look at that and you say to yourself, there's a good incentive for both sides to win their match today, Devon.
Yeah, if you look at Caps United, they want to try to win so that they reduce the gap. Because as you can see, they are not too far away. They are not too far. It's not like, they are like 10 points adrift. No, they are near there. So they will try to be on top of Ngezi Platinum. Because when you are gunning for the championship, you don't look at the top team. You look at the teams that are above you, slightly above you, so that you don't put much water into your cup. You just say, let me take each game as it comes. But I believe today is going to be an exciting game. Looking at how their midfield, both teams have been set up. They are. To be honest, I will say this: they are friends playing against each other today, because mostly you see them together even after the match. So they would really want to show the fans that no, this one is better than this one.
And of course, let's see Caps United arriving as well at the stadium. Jesse, a very important game for Caps United as we see them arriving. But there's one issue that we have to tackle. Tekshwa Chiragui used to be head coach at Ngezi Platinum Stars, and Mutweko Zia being the assistant coach. Now they've got separate ways. Who's got the upper hand over the other? And Tekshwa Chiragui took 9 players from Ngezi Platinum Stars that I'm sure Mutweko Ziva knows a lot about, and they feature today. Who's got the better edge today?
Yeah, you can see they're well motivated. Coming back to your question, Valentine, I think, the master was Tekshwa Chiragui, at Ngezi there, and now he's understudy. Mutweko Ziva is in charge of Ngezi. It's quite difficult for Caps United. I think Mutweko Ziva has got an advantage in this game. He's been watching them as an assistant, and he knows the players very well. He knows also the tactics of Tekshwa Chiragui, so he might bring in some neutralist in this game, So obviously, it's quite difficult, for Tekshwa, and he tried to emulate, that alone. And look at what happened in Ngezi. Everyone had hopes that Caps United were going to win at Baobab, but it didn't go their way. So this afternoon also Mutweko, I think you also heard him when he spoke before. He spoke about how important this game is. The players, the coach, they all cross the river to another side. So I think it's going to be interesting this afternoon. And Mutweko, we are looking forward to his master. And of course, it's a game,
Let's look at Ngezi arriving as well and talk about them and what the job they've done this season. Not being allowed to buy any players and relying on their juniors to come in and graduate into the senior side. And they've done well. They're sitting 4th. And nobody expected them to be there. So, most of us expected them to be fighting relegation.
Yeah, Ngezi Platinum is not like it has got the consistency. It's what has taken them this far. It's the same players for 2-3 seasons, I guess, maybe aiding 1 or 2. So it's not a relatively new team. It's a team, but only you know it encompasses the juniors. So I think I would give kudos to the senior guys like Farai Madananga, Mavem Kumba. I think they are nurturing the youngsters very well, because they've incorporated them into the senior team and they have just taken everything up. Look at where they are. They are sitting 4th. Who would have thought they would be 4th? No one. With the band that they've been. So I think looking at their team, they've got a very good side. A very good side. And I see a very good game today.
Let's talk about, before we also talk about Ngezi, and look at the influence of Madananga, his experience in the side, and how he will have to detect the pace in the middle of the park, and how much of a crucial role he plays in terms of also making sure that there are no spaces for Caps United midfielders.
There's no substitute for experience, even if you ask the chief. Yeah. There's no substitute for experience. Sure. If then you you have experience and you have the tactical understanding. Because with experience, you have that tactical understanding of what to do and what not to do. So you guide the youngsters to do certain things that you, as a senior guy, won't do. In terms of the work rate, in terms of everything. So Madananga has been very good. He has been very influential. With him and Mavemkumba, then there's Leslie Kashtigu. I know I've been playing. I played with them. You know, yeah. If you look at the warm up from Cape United, they are motivated. I know with the boss, I have worked with the boss Farai Jere. I know the incentives that he put in. So maybe that was in pushing them today.
Tanaka Shandiro against that rock, he didn't come to the party, and he's also a good midfield cog that can detect the pace there, comparing him with Madananga and how that midfield battle has to be won so that they can create enough the chances and also get those crucial goals as well, Jesse.
You know, he's one player, you know, who can make things work, but only depending on the day. Sometimes he's interested, sometimes he doesn't have interest. But I think he's one who can make Cape United do better. You know, we have already seen him all the time. Even the way he played before, he played for Dynamos, he crossed it to Cape United. He's a fantastic player to watch. He's got very good eye. He's got very good reach. You know, so for a midfielder, him and especially bringing into this game, especially this game which is very, very strong in midfield. Both teams with a strong midfield. You can see. I'm looking forward to him. You know, he's one of those. Especially the times he was missing for Cape United. I think they were struggling, especially in midfield.
Yeah, he's one player I like. What do you know what I like about Shandiro? Right. His character and attitude.
You'll be battling with that man there on the screen. That is Madananga there.
That is going to be a very good battle. Because they are all hard men. They all want to get into those tackles. They all want to do a lot of things. But with Shandiro now, he ventures forward more. So it's going to be a very difficult midfield battle. Whoever gets the chance to dictate the pace first, then they will have to win the game.
Indeed, quite interesting prospects that are on today. And right now, let's hear what the coaches had to say as we build up to this game. Matchday 22 of the Kasalaga Premier Soccer League.
Also responsibility today to make sure that we all need to turn the tables around. Taking from the last game that we played against Sadruk, I think it was a very good game. Very high intensity, and we had a very good performance, managed to score 3 goals. Even the last week we managed also to score 2 goals. So we are hoping that we know now we are scoring goals, and that's what is important. If you want to win the games, you need to score goals. And we're hoping today we are going also to get the goals, and we have been working more on how we can avoid also to concede goals if you have scored. So I think we have got a balanced team that is going to give us the performance from the last game that we played, just to continue from there. And I hope today, playing at home, in front of also our supporters, I think we just need to have a positive energy in terms of how we're going to apply the game. And also the players, they know where we are and where we are coming from, and also we've got also the responsibility. They know the responsibility that they are carrying to make sure they can turn the tables around to collect maximum points.
It's going to be a trick encounter for us and also for Cape United, but we have prepared very well for the team to face Cape United, and we are confident going into the match. Having got the best result at Baobab, that gives us more confidence going to the team, going to the match, and everyone is ready to go. You know, they are always motivated playing against Cape United, and the fact that they've got Coach Texwa Jiragwe, being a former Ngezi Platinum coach, is going to make it a very good encounter. And at the same time, some players that we have been playing with at Ngezi Platinum Stars, they are around. So this gives the fixture a very good atmosphere, and at the same time, players to express themselves. So I'm happy with the way I've set our usual team that normally plays week in, week out is the same that is coming to face Cape United today.
And the two coaches are really sounding very confident, but Butwegu, you are sounding much more confident about winning this game. I guess the last 5, Jesse, really pointing out to victory for his side. Your prediction as we are about to go for a live commentary.
No, I think a 1-1 is a fair result for this match.
No. no.
You can bring yours, Tididi.
I believe Cape United is going to win.
Okay, that's it.
It's going to be a tight game.
Yeah.
But we predict a 2-1.
2-1.
Maybe it goes to 3-1.
Okay.
But Cape United is going to win today.
So there you have it. Those are the predictions. They are out. What is yours? And if you are following us on Facebook, on our channel as well, send in your predictions. Let's get to hear from you. Now, without much further ado, let's take you to our commentary team there for live commentary. And it is, of course, Mr. Smander taking care of you this afternoon to enjoy the match. We'll be back at halftime.
Until they do the national anthem, and then after the national anthem, we introduce everyone, and then that's when we introduce. Alright, so you just talk about what the speech means, mission number 22. What does it mean?
Here for match day number 22 here at Rufaro Stadium. These are two teams that are not separated by much. Where Caps United, the team that suffered their first defeat to Ngezi Platinum in the reverse fixture in match day number 5, have to meet the same opponents again. The fixture happened at Baobab Stadium, but today it is the ceremonial home of football, Rufaro Stadium, where these two teams will dance again. As you see, the home team, Caps United, not in their traditional green and white, but rather wearing black and some shades of green, taking on the visiting team all the way from the province of Mashonaland West, that is Ngezi, in their all white. We are going to be looking into who starts and who has been omitted in the starting 11, but for now, we'll go for the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the national anthem of Zimbabwe. That is played before each and every game in every division and every level of football. Now, welcome fans of football across the world, fans of football in Zimbabwe, and fans of the Kasolaga Premier League. This is match day number 22 here at Rufaro Stadium. A good afternoon and a good weather for a perfect game of football. Caps United, the team that is currently 6th, takes on Ngezi Platinum Stars, who are on 4th position. These two teams are not separated by much. Points on the table, the position on the log table, the goals conceded, and the goals that they've all scored. It's only smaller margins, and this will make this encounter exciting or to be played for. The last time these teams played, it was in Baobab in the reverse fixture, where Caps United were the team on 1st position, and Ngezi were in 4th position, the same position they still are in this afternoon. But a lot has changed with Caps United now 6th. And before we continue, we look into the match officials. Tichon Ambire being the match official, Lakson Mara, 1st assistant, and Dominic being the 2nd assistant. And also looking into who's going to be the match official, 4th official, Grace Gimo, and the match commissioner, P. Munyai, for this afternoon. So these are the teams, and looking into the sentiments of the coaches before the game started, they were talking about how they understand the issue when it comes into these games. 5 times they've played each other in the last years, and 5 times Ngezi Platinum has managed to come out victorious. Caps United still a long way in trying to redeem themselves, but they believe this afternoon they are going to be leaving everything on the field of play. And looking into who Tekshua Chiragwe started, Washington Arubi, the man who came from South Africa, retains his place in post. 2 consecutive games for him. Talent Chamboko comes in again. Kudzai Chiguida, who scored last time at Chawanda Stadium, comes on. Tinotenda Meke, who was outside, comes in. And Nyasha Gurende, who was out of suspension, also comes in. Richard Achiro, the captain, together with Dominic Njaliwa and Tanaka Shandirwa, will start. And Mugalu will be the center striker. Marion Chang, the change for Ngezi, in goal. And Chirwa Gomezani is also one of the 3 centre-backs. Kashitigu comes in. Politemo, he was also on the score sheet, comes in. Faraima Dananga, leading top goal scorer for Ngezi, and Brooklyn Katumba as the 2 defensive midfielders, Nisbet Mzenda and Ashwin Karengesha. Tanaka Mnemo, the star player in their game against Chikenin, will also start. My name is Tendaisman, and besides me is football analyst and sports enthusiast Prosper Chanu.
Yeah, good day, Tendai, and a good day to all the viewers. Domestic football doesn't get any better than this. Number 4 playing against number 6, like rightfully called out tonight. And these two sides are looking to stay relevant in the top 4 conversation. Caps United would have been encouraged by the last outing away to Hard Rock. A very entertaining 3-all draw. But it's that win column they're looking to affect. They're the home side, and they'll be looking to collect maximum points here. And as for Ngezi, well, they've been a very dominant side against the Caps United. They won 1-0 in the reverse fixture, and we're up and away.
So now Chaunambire takes us underway with this whistle, with Caps United, the home team, playing against Ngezi, which they believe is a bogey side. 5 times, or the last 5 fixtures, Ngezi has come out victorious, whether home or away. And when they were still on top of the table, and when the belief was there that they are going to be the league champions, it was Ngezi who inflicted the first defeat on Caps United in match day number 5. 1 goal it was, or it needed for Caps United to be defeated, or for Ngezi to take that win. But it's a different ambience altogether here at Rufaro Stadium, where Caps are wearing black and green, attacking from the right side of your screen, going to the left. And of course, Ngezi from the left to the right. The first corner kick of the day comes in way too long, but still in possession for Ngezi, and doesn't do well to beat the second man when he was trying to play that cross in. That is Ashwin Karengesha.
Yeah, just a minute in, and already 2 corners from Ngezi, already showing that attacking intent. They'll fancy themselves against this Caps United outfit, and set pieces are going to be key.
So the second corner kick coming in. Now Shandirwa looking for Meke, but plays it through the middle. So many numbers going forward for Caps United. Now Meke doesn't do well to keep it up in play, and the throw-in goes the other way. And we're going to be talking about the quick breaks. Even in pre-season, Caps United, we're practicing on, you lose the ball, you quickly get it, and they've been applying the high press, and they want to play the quick interchanging passes. And you could see with the moment they got the ball from the corner, it was Shandirwa who was driving the ball forward looking for Meke.
Yeah, they do hurt you on the transition. Caps United, Shandirwa in the heart of the midfield. He's the one who dictates the tempo for the green machine. So Ngezi, we want to keep an eye out for that midfield battle.
It's going to be an exciting midfield battle with Brooklyn Katumba and Farai Madananga for Ngezi. You have Yonjaliwa, who's with the ball, currently going forward. Now Mugalu. Now Meke. Keeping tabs and good defending from Ngezi and Farai Madananga. The moment he got the ball, lost it. So Ngezi trying to play out from the back. Mnemo. Nervy passage of play from the two sides. Now Mnemo can go forward. McDonald Addison still moving forward. And they've lost the ball in transition. It's now Dominic Njaliwa for Caps United. And then he will play to the most experienced player from the two sides, that is Washington Arubi. It's good to see him play in the local league again.
Yeah, the 41-year-old veteran of many battles has decided to come back and end his career back where he started. And they need him, Caps United. That experience, just that ability to marshal the back four and just get them organized. They have conceded a lot. And they'll be looking to keep it tight this afternoon against Ngezi.
It hasn't been an easy second half of the season with Caps United having only won 1 in 11 outings. The last time they won the game, when you're not counting the ZPC Kariba game. Now Shandirwa trying to play, make it through, but it was a weak attempt. The idea was good. Now Kawonga to whip one into the box. And Mugalu not getting there in time, but setting the intent quite quickly, Caps United.
Yeah, they're attacking the city end in front of their home fans as well. And Shandirwa getting busy early on the ball, looking to penetrate early. They do have that stylish offensive play, neat interchanges between the midfielders, and then they're looking to release the striker. But it's been end-to-end stuff. Both teams looking to go on the offensive nice and early.
And just before the attack, that was being orchestrated by Tanaka Shandirwa. We're talking about how Caps United has only managed to pick 2 wins in 11 games. Not so much for a team that was tipped to win the league at the beginning of the season. And the last win came in matchday number 16 when they beat ZPC Kariba. So it means a lot has happened for Caps United, negatively that is.
Spot on, Tendai. They have become a bit of the draw kings, one would say. They're very hard to beat, but in terms of walking away with maximum points, the Makepe faithful will hope that this afternoon they can pick up maximum points.
So now Ngezi playing from closer to the Vietnam stand. Now Mnemo asking for it quite open. Very physical. Now Mnemo weaving his way through. Takes the first shot. And Washington Arubi was there to cover the near post. Quite aware and alert to the danger that Mnemo can pose. And that's just the type of player he is. You do everything alone, Tanaka Mnemo.
Yeah, good effort from Mnemo. Very enterprising, operating down the right-hand channel. Quick feet on that occasion and gave it a crack towards Arubi, and Arubi equal to the task on that occasion. But you just get the sense that Ngezi will be looking to Mnemo for their attacks. Very exciting, roving right winger.
An exciting player, Tanaka Mnemo, also has a couple of assists to his name. At some point he was leading the assist charts in the Kasulaga Premier League. But now his teammate Farai Madananga sits on top of that list with 5 assists to his name. You also have the likes of Kama Billiard, who have given the same number of assists. Now Meke! Well, the idea was good, unmarked, but not exactly the perfect connection to cause any problems for Marioni there in the box.
Yeah, good approach play again from Caps United. Fancying that right-hand channel. They are creating the chances, Caps United. They are playing on the offensive. They're not looking to play it steady here. They're quite aggressive in their approach play.
So now Washington Arubi, a player who likes roving forward. They call them the sweeper keepers. And in recent years in the Kasolaga Premier League, we have seen so many players, goalkeepers, being confident with both their hands and their feet. Now you talk of Washington Arubi, who made a name for himself in South Africa. We also talk of your Shangiwa, who's playing for FC Hunters. That's a foul. Gurende coming in strong for Chirwa there, who's operating on the right flank. There's a couple of goals to his name, I think 3 and 21 appearances, 22 including this one. Quite dynamic right centre back, Chirwa.
Yeah, a bit aggressive on that occasion. Gurende going in hard and got the man, and the referee rightfully blowing his whistle. But that's the sort of game we're expecting. A very tough battle in the middle of the park. Challenges will be flying in just the way we like it.
So playing from the back, crossfield pass. That'll be looking for Nemo. Does win the aerial do. Does well to keep it in play. Quick fit from Nemo. But doesn't bet the back of Gurende. Now they have a third corner kick. Now if anything, they would want to capitalize on the set pieces. They've gotten 3 so far in the first 8 minutes of the game. And they would rule the moments if they don't go on to maybe cause problems from a set piece.
Yeah, set pieces are going to be key. Munemo again to take this one. Just not getting the right quality with the service on that occasion.
Now Madananga, so much space ahead of him, and decides to play to his left. Now cross into the box. And Gurende to clear. Shandirwa looking for Meke. Founds him. Now Meke has so much space. Charging into the box. Cross into the box. And Mugalu almost finding the back of the net. Timed his headed quite well, but it was just the connection that really let him down. Good enterprising play from Caps United. Shandirwa to Meke. Meke to Mugalu. Oh, quite disappointing not to get that into the back of the net.
Yeah, this one will have to go down as a wasted opportunity. It was served up to him on a silver platter, and all he had to do was direct it into the back of the net, and he missed out.
Now Mugalu being played through. Will take a shot on his own, but deflection takes the venom away from the shot. So far 3 players have stood out for Caps United. You talk of Shandirwa, who almost seems to be roving forward, and that is Kawonga being brought down closer to the Vietnam stand.
It's the tempo that Caps United are playing at that is causing all sorts of problems for Ngezi. Just can't keep up. But for Caps United, they want to make sure that this early momentum turns into a goal as we see that challenge. Oh, that was a foul all day long.
Tactical foul, that's what they call it. And it was just a talking to from Tichona Mbire. Now the man that was been brought down, Kawonga, will take the free kick into the box and deflected for a corner kick. Caps United would like to capitalize on this momentum. They have been bringing on the fire, but really hasn't bent anyone at this stage, and they would be looking forward to make sure that they leave a scar. So now Kawonga to take a corner kick from the opposite end from where you took that dead ball.
They do have the height in the box. They need a quality delivery here from Kawonga.
So now taking his time, Kaonga does have a meet right foot and will go again. First time into the box and parried away. Caps United keeping in play. Now Chiguida, not in familiar territory, the defender. Njaliwa, the left boot on, but good defensive header. Shandirwa covering each and every blade of grass, very industrious. No wonder he's been trusted to start games now, almost his 4th consecutive game. Chiragui had lost trust in him, but ever since he came back from the Unity Cup, Shandirwa has been the man that usually gets first nod when he's picking up his teams.
Yeah, he's got a cultured foot on him as that ball goes out, but brilliant period of play. Caps United starting to get the ascendancy in this encounter. They like playing it quick, they like keeping the ball on the ground, and they've had their chances, but still goalless this afternoon.
So now Edson will hit it from range, understanding that Arubi is a player, a goalkeeper that doesn't want to stay on his lines. I mean, we have seen brilliant goals, we have seen attempts as well from distance. It is in this very stadium that we saw Abel Guatiza with probably the goal of the year. Now Njaliwa jumped higher than anyone else, but the perfect connection is what was lacking. Could have been. Second time in a row that Caps United have been invited to attack the back of the net, but it's just not working out for them so far.
Yeah, quality delivery again into the box, down the right-hand channel, and Njaliwa, his second opportunity this afternoon. Just his aerial ability found wanting on that occasion. No sorts of problems with the delivery inside the box, and as a striker, those are the ones that you want to be bearing.
Njaliwa started scoring when he played against Islanders at Barberfields. He was the man that put the icing on the cake in that 2-1 victory. And from there, he's been on the score sheet a couple of times. And usually when a player gets a taste of what it feels like to put the ball in the back of the net, he usually doesn't want to stop. Now Shandirwa looking for Tinotenda Meke, but marked quite well by Polite Moyo, the captain for today for Ngezi. Meke is well travelled, played for Simba Bora at some point, was with Caps United for the pre-season, and now in this last half of the season is now officially a player that they can rely on.
Yes, looked busy down the left-hand channel, giving Chira an honest day's work. That's going to be a very interesting battle down the wide areas.
Mnemo. Nanches playing with Brooklyn Katumba, who's part of the 2 anchors for Ngezi together with Fare Madananga. It's good to see Brooklyn Katumba back up on his feet. Remember, there was a year he didn't play because of a knee injury. Almost thought that was the end of his career, but he's back and is demanded his starting place. And you talk about the grit and the desire to keep on going. I think one name that comes into mind is Brooklyn Katumba. High press. Ashwin Karengesha making it difficult for Kudzai Chiguida. Now Madananga. Katumba to Madananga again. Back to the skipper. Now sending it forward, hoping that he can get into the fit of Tanaka Mnemo, who then gets a goal kick. Almost looked like it was a corner kick from where we are.
Yeah, they have to respond here. Ngezi Platinum, they've been under the pump the last couple of minutes. Caps United looking to attack and play that front foot ball down the ground. A couple of chances to Njaliwa. Just get the sense that Ngezi Platinum just need those midfielders, Brooklyn Katumba and Madananga, to get on the ball and just control the tempo from the middle of the park, because Caps United at the minute, they're enjoying the bulk of the possession here.
Marvelous Mukumba looking for Mnemo, but doesn't beat Talit Chamboko. He's an exciting player to watch. Now Marvelous Mukumba. Mnemo again. A happy fit is what he has. Chirwa. Katumba, marked by Richard Achiro, the man who barely puts a foot wrong. Richard Achiro, former Ngezi man. Now Marvelous Mkumba dancing his way through, playing it to Nisbet Mzenda. But Shandiru again to save the day for Caps United. Njaliwa will find Kawanga on the right channel. Now Mugalu, first time pass. Njaliwa! How did he not score that, Njaliwa? When everything was given to him on a platter. And all he had to do was just tuck it to the back of the net. And he failed. Another chance wasted for Caps United.
Oh dear. It never rains but pours here for Njaliwa. Delightful pass into him. Left-footed attempt with the goal open, and he drags it wide. I don't think Tekshua Chiragu, the head coach of Caps United, will be happy with his front man. He's had 3 opportunities. Surely you've got to bury one of those. And you can just sense it in the crowds that they're getting impatient with Njaliwa. He's had the opportunities, but unable to tuck it away.
Well, he does score venomous shots, Njaliwa. He has done it on so many occasions. But when it was easier to score than to miss, he really went for the miss. He went for the latter. And Caps United and Ngezi still level on scores here. It could have been 3, even more. Oh, but you talk of hold-up play from Galu, the DR Congo man. The way he just teed up Njaliwa into space. Good football.
Yeah. That's his job, just sitting in the pockets. Just allowing the runners to play off him. But it's all very well to set it up, but then you need your top strikers to bury that. And I wouldn't be surprised if Tekshua Chiragwi starts to warm up the bench. They do have Takunda Benura, another very exciting youngster.
Well, he does have, goes to his name Benura, but it'll be too soon. Well, he needs Njaliwa. Sometimes when things get hard, he operates on that right back flank or the channel. Very versatile. Just hasn't been working in front of goal for him so far. So it's 19 minutes. Madananga being stepped on by Kawanga. I don't think there was malice in it. So 19 minutes have gone by here at Rufaro Stadium for day number 2 of match day 22. Scotland were victorious at this very stadium yesterday. Another home team. A good battle between one fullback and one wingback. Katumba winning the battle with another defensive midfielder. Marvelous Mkumba. Ooh, strong challenge from Marvelous Mkumba. Animated Nyasha Gurende trying to plead his case that maybe there was an open start that was shown. Another one is Sheen there. But also Mkumba is pleading his innocence, saying there was no malice or intent to hit his opposition player when he went in for that ball.
Yeah, dangerous play. There's definitely an open foot from Mkumba. He overran it and tried to compensate. He's actually very lucky that the referee still has both his cards in his pocket. He's done very well so far. The match official out there just allowing the game to play on as we take a look at Chiragwi. He'll be ruining those missed opportunities up front. His team is creating the chances, but got to put it in the back of the net. That's what determines who walks away with maximum points this afternoon.
When you... No, there's a foul on Mackey. Maybe the shoulder barge was a little bit too strong from Chirwa. You have to anticipate a battle of this magnitude between the two players that are operating on the same flank. We talked about how it's always good when an attacking tricky customer meets a defender who doesn't want to concede easily. So that is Chirwa and Mackey for you. And that's Tekshua Chiragwi in your picture.
Yeah, another set piece opportunity, another chance for Caps United to whip it into the box and create another opportunity. Hopefully, there'll be someone at the end of it this time.
So now Talent Chamboko, a man who was formerly with Ngezi, and he will float one in. Kuzai Chiguida always on the back post. Puts one back in. And no good connection again. And this time it's from Kaonga. Well, their entry to the final third has been similar. It's either by a lofted ball, just looking for one man who jumps higher and finds a good connection. But so far, every connection has been wayward, so it means no goals for Caps United. Farai Madananga taking possession away from Shandirwa. Now Leslie Kashitigu will be going forward. And offside is the call. He was a tad too soon. Ashwin Karengesha. Or maybe the pass was a tad too slow. But either way, it's offside. The flag is up.
Yeah, credit must be given to the Ngezi Platinum backline, marshaled by their captain, Polite Moyo. They've had to deal with a lot of deliveries inside the box. And it has to be said, they've been very resolute so far to make sure that it's still 0. But it's the go-forward ball that they'll be looking for. Still want to see a lot more of their midfielders getting on the ball as we see Caps United on the offensive here.
Madananga winning possession in his defensive third. Now Ngezi can go with the counter charge. Nesbet Muzenda. We have to beat Kuzai Chiguida. And the flick fails dismally. He was trying to be quite tricky with that one.
Yeah, trying to be too cute, Muzenda. It's been a very quiet left channel for Ngezi. Just seen Muneme operating down the right-hand side, but Muzenda hasn't really influenced the game so far.
No, Shandirwa almost thought he had a perfect first-time chest control. And it seems to be doubled up by these Ngezi defensive midfielders. They're no longer allowing him to have so much possession and time on the ball. Meke keeps it in play. And it's been nicked from behind. Jaliwa back to Richard Achiro. Arubi. Was with the Warriors. Arubi in the last edition of the AFCON. The man behind the sticks has done so much service for Zimbabwe. And after letting go of the services of Magalani, Caps United have really gone for experience over everything.
Yeah, so good to see Arubi back in domestic football. He was turning out for Marumo Garland down in the South African Premiership, and he decided to come. And it's that experience that they're looking for. At the back, they have been conceding goals aplenty. And of course, it didn't help that last game against Hard Rock, they conceded 3 on his first outing.
Well, obviously, you don't want to take anything away from his experience and his quality, Washington Arubi, despite his age. It was just one of those, it was quite amazing to see him start in a high-intensity game like that, and he considered 3 goals on his start, but that doesn't take anything away from his quality.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that the youngsters in the Caps United camp will learn a lot. He's a veteran of many battles. Sekuru Gudo, they call him.
Yeah,
very vocal in the back.
So now Meke will be looking to play to Chamboko. Loose pass. Now Marvelous Mkumba. Richard Achiro comes in to close in the gap after possession had been conceded. And if you're just looking into how tightly contested this game is, the man in your picture, Tekshua Chiragwi, a season ago was with Ngezi Platinum. 6 players from Ngezi are with Caps United. 4 started this afternoon. You look into Talent Chamboko, you look into Kuzai Chiguida and Richard Achiro. They are players that have been with Ngezi before, so it seems like it's almost Team A and Team B. And in the last couple of months, Caps United have really done their shopping in Ngezi. So no wonder maybe it's still closely contested just after 26 minutes.
Yes, but on tonight, there are players that know each other very well. Take sure Chiragwi did win the title with Ngezi in 2023, and when he came across to Caps United, he also came across with the core of his players. And you can just see that there's very little to separate the two sides. It's a very tightly contested affair so far.
So you can also talk of your Obro Chirinda, who's not starting, has been suspended as well. Now Meke finding the big Mugalu on the left, Chano. Now it crossed into the box, but it's easier for the goalkeeper to keep in play.
Yeah, needed to do better there, Mugalu. He did find the space out wide. Needed a better quality delivery into the box. They had numbers in there, but too high and easy pickings for the Caps United, for the Ngezi United goalkeeper.
You usually don't want your biggest player, especially the target man, to be the one crossing the balls, as we've seen with Chris Mugalu. You want him to be the man that receives those crosses that hang in the air. And in this instance, he was the one crossing the ball.
He's got a bit of a free roll, doesn't he? Mugalu started off on the left wing, but he's also tacking in those center areas. So a very liberal role for Mugalu, trying to link up play.
Shandirwa trying to flick it with the back of his heel. So for Caps United, 5 games is the longest run without a win so far. And it doesn't really reflect and translate well to how they would want to play. There was a time they were winning back-to-back games, but now they've gone on a 5-game or winless run. And then the previous run was probably 4 games. It was coming from the Harare derby, which they won by 2-1. Quite the game it was here at Rufaro Stadium. And they ended that run on ZPC Kariba. But from there, they've gone on 5 winless runs, which is something they'll be probably looking forward to fix this afternoon.
Yeah, it's the goals conceded. That's been the problem. They've been leaking goals. They've no problems going forward, Caps United. But they've been very porous at the back, which is why you can understand Farai Jere bringing out the checkbook and signing the experienced veteran in Washington Arubi to try and arrest that problem. They've had promising starts. Even now you can tell that they're promising going forward. But no goals so far. And also the conceding of goals has been the problem.
Of the two teams, Caps United has scored more goals in the opening half, in the opening 45 minutes. And barely have they gone on to lose when they do score first. But it's only on one occasion they have lost a game where they have scored. It was about a fortnight ago where they played against the Rangers, where they lost by 2-1. When they do score, they barely lose, Caps United. Now Kaonga trying to play through, but it was overcooked. Doesn't get to its intended target. Still 0-0.
Yeah, I can sense the frustration in the crowd. It's a fair crowd, I must say, who've turned out. The Caps United faithful looking on. They want maximum points here. They're still very much in that top 4 conversation. And they've been witnessing some delightful football from Caps United. They like keeping it on the ground, as you see Munemo going forward.
Now Munemo just crossing into the box. Oh, almost a mistake from Washington Arubi, and he covers his eyes, probably saying something about the sun. Would have been a howler. Would have been funny though.
I know what you want to say. It's the question on everyone's mind. The previous goalkeeper was deemed surplus to requirements given his many unforced errors, and Arubi making a meal of that one.
Well, it would have been quite the story after letting go of Wallace Magalani, and you bring in Washington Arubi and he almost makes a mistake. Well, good thing that he managed to get the ball on second attempt. But Nisbet Mzenda was keeping tabs on the veteran goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's what he's here for, Arubi. his heart would have been in his mouth for a second there, the veteran.
Now Njaliwa finding himself space. And again, Njaliwa lost his chance. Has faced the face of goal so many times. And you just think he was going to do justice this time.
Yeah, very wasteful again. That's his fourth opportunity in Njaliwa. Putting the ball on his much favored left foot, but not a solid connection behind that. He was clear on goal. He needed to direct that goalwards. And you can just tell that the Caps United fans are starting to get restless here with Njaliwa. 4 chances, clear cut, I must add, and not even troubling the goalkeeper.
Mario will be the happiest of the 2 goalkeepers now. Manemo, show me no number, but Chiguida comes in and takes the ball away. This time from McDonald Addison. But you just look at how the Ngezi players do get excited every time Tanaka Manemo has the ball. They do know he possesses such a threat, especially doesn't matter who he's facing. He will always cause a problem and try to play to Addison, but Kudai Chiguida was well anticipating that the ball was going to drop in the position.
Yeah, dangerous set piece now for Ngezi against the run of play here. They've been under the caution, it comes in, and Arubi calmly collects it.
Kaonga trying to flick it now, trying to beat Brooklyn Katumba. No support going forward. So many borders were behind covering that corner. Now Kaonga looking for options. Will play to the former FC Platinum man, Precious Speedy. Quickly trusted and thrown into the fire by Tikshua Shiragwi. Now Shandirwa, given so much room. And the moment he dropped his shoulder, you were very much aware of what he was trying to do. But doesn't get between the ground and the sticks. And he does know that he could have found a better way and a better technique to hit the ball, Tanaka Shandirwa.
Yeah, good attempt from Shandirwa. I don't mind that. You need your midfielders arriving into the box, especially when your top man has been wasteful in front of goal. You need your midfielders also to try and have a crack at it. So I like the mindset here from Shandirwa as Caps United come forward.
Parried away by Mariori. Munemo hits it. I don't think that's where he wanted to put the ball. And Karenges is just bringing Kaonga down. Caps United played quickly. Precious Speedy on the flanks. And that is gone out of play. Well, Kaonga has been brought to the ground. We have seen how many times opposition like to have a go at him. But it's also positive for Caps United because he does get the fouls in exciting positions. And they do like to give him the ball many times than once because he does get the fouls.
Yeah, there's another example of how tightly contested this affair is. Those 50-50 balls, both sides going hard in for it. Which explains why it's still a stalemate here at the Faro Stadium.
Now Shandirwa. Now Yachiro charging forward. Was just trying to nick it away. Now Marvelous Mkumba. To Ashwin Karengesha. 4 bodies for Ngezi charging forward. But Precious Speedy does well defensively. Now Wachiro to Chiguida. Madananga. Well, both defenders from these 2 sides have been doing quite well. Not letting anything get behind them. It just shows you how much they hate the team, man, to keep a clean sheet and to get maximum 3 points. They do say, well, attack does you well, but it's also the defense that makes sure that you might go on to win titles. The legendary words of Sir Alex Ferguson. Attack wins you games, defense wins you titles.
Yeah, they do say when Sir Alex speaks, you listen. Is a man who has won a lot. But yeah, Mzenda has been very lackluster down that left-hand channel for Ngezi. Chiguida has really had a quiet afternoon so far, keeping him under tabs. They want to bring him in to the game and try and see if he can whip those crosses in and create those heading opportunities in the box.
Now Mukumba will try to hit it from distance again. Bouncing almost as it got to Washington Arubi. Oh, these are difficult shots to handle. Those deep in shots.
Yeah, well handled from Arubi. It was an awkward bounce in front of him with a crack from the midfield, and Arubi equal to the task. But it's that goal column that is still unaffected. Caps United enjoying the better of the exchanges. They've had 4 clear-cut opportunities, but you can hear with the loud jeers in the crowd that they're not happy, the Caps United fans.
Meke was having his face and his back against the score, so this is what got the Caps United fans mad. When they were charging forward, he was going back. Shandiru almost going back, and he concedes position. Now Brooklyn Katumba. Leslie Kashitigu will move forward. Marvelous Mukumba. Simukumba again, who seems to be the clock for Ngezi, makes everything tick.
Yeah, they need something different. Ngezi, you can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to feed those wide channels to Munemo down the right-hand channel, and Muzinda on the other side as we have a look at that attempt on goal. It's worth a crack. It was on target. They do say if you don't buy the lottery ticket, you don't win. So good to see that Ngezi are still throwing the punches.
So we are edging closer to the end of the first 45 minutes. Caps United have had the lion's share of possession and the lion's share of chances created. Jaliwa would have been the difference on so many occasions, but he doesn't have his scoring boots on. Maybe forgot to strap them on earlier before starting the game. Now Mugalu doing so, charging strongly, and he might get the first card off the game. Came in with some open starts in Mzenda. And it's quite funny that they are protesting the challenge. And the first card of the game goes to the man from DR Congo.
Yeah, good call there from the referee. Definite open foot there. He went for the full-blooded lunge and he caught him. He's actually lucky to still be out there in the field. Yellow card, rightfully so. But such has been the nature of the contest. Very much little to separate these two sides. They need something different, Ngezi. They need to mix it up. Try and come through the middle, perhaps.
Now Tanaka Mnemo trying to play it first time. Has exchanged wings with Karengeshe. Now dotting inside. And side netting. Well, you saw how difficult it was becoming facing the likes of Nyasha Gurende. And decided to exchange wings with Ashin Karengeshe. But he just saw how much easier it was for him to charge forward. When he thought he lost the ball, he just kept on going and unleashed a shot that hit the side net.
Yeah, it's that quality, isn't it, in the final third for Ngezi. They have been creating the chances, but they need better quality in front of goal.
Now Tanaka Shandirwa lofts one on, but it goes out of play. Really crossed it without looking up. His head was really tucked down, and no wonder it was way wayward, the cross from Tanaka Shandirwa.
Yeah, lots to think about for the Green Machine. Frustrating half so far. Their side has been playing very enterprising football. They like keeping it on the ground. The chances have been created, but still goalless. And it's been the story of this season so far. Promising starts, but not able to convert into maximum points.
Snonjaliwa to Mugalu. Shandirwa doing everything necessary in that midfield for Caps United. Kaonga. Now to Richard Achiro, who finds Nyasha Gurende. Now Gurende! What a goal would it have been from the defender. And he gets applause from the Caps United faithful. When the goal is lackluster in terms of chances created, anything will work, especially from an unsuspecting defender.
Yeah, with the crack, he took matters into his own hands there. Gurende, a cultured left foot he's got, inches wide. But good to see the defenders knocking on the door.
Shandirwa losing possession, that got Chiro mad. Now Chirwa finding Karengesha. Mzenda, well, it has been a summary of his game so far. Nisbet Mzenda, he hasn't really managed to put a foot strong in this game. Now Mugalu will charge forward. Yes, Meke open. Meke. And Kawonga trying to come in and save Meke, who had just started with the ball. Almost looked like he was caught freezing and thinking on what he was going to do with the ball. Kawonga just came in charging.
Yeah, a bit of a mix-up there between Meke and Kawonga. Does very well there, Mugalu. And there you see Meke getting in the way of Kawonga's shot. So, lack of communication on that occasion. And another Caps United chance goes a begging tonight.
Well, no wonder why Tekshua Shiragu would ever go at these players most of the time. Because if you're looking at the chances they have created so far, and the chances that they've wasted, it would have been a different story leading into half-time from Caps United. Oh, another chance that goes begging. Now Madananga, Ngezi, Munemo will play to Brooklyn Katumba. Marvelous Mkumba, 2 players forward. Now first time Mzenda will wait for Ashwin Karengesa. And good defending coming in from Talin Chamboko. But at the first attempt you'd have thought that Mzenda was going to go first time, but really took his time and waited for the late run coming in from Karengesa. Corner kick to Ngezi.
Yeah, good period of possession there from Ngezi. Spot on, and I thought the shot was on there for Mzenda, but he delayed and decided to put it out wide. It is a corner, it is in the box, but Caps United able to deal with it momentarily.
So 44 minutes have been played, a minute left of normal regulation time. Of course, additional minutes are going to be given by the fourth official, and we go for half time. And I think Ngezi will be the pleased of the two teams, considering the amount of chances Caps United have created. Now an opportunity! Kashitigu flies it way above the crossbar. No chance of that causing any problems for Washington Arubi.
Yeah, definite opportunity for Kashitigu, for Ngezi. Just couldn't get the clean connection that you would have wanted as we approach the end of the first half. It's 2 minutes added, and no doubt that Caps United will be the frustrated side. They have created the chances, but as Harry Kane, the English striker, always says in this World Cup that you got to keep pounding the rock. That's all they got to do, Caps United. The chances have been coming, and just hope that at some point that one finds its way into the back of the net.
And to talking about the World Cup, remember ZBC will be bringing you games from the quarterfinals as well going forward up until the final. So please be on the lookout for those games. Whatever is happening in those 3 countries, you have the comfort of watching it in your own homes as well.
But I tell you what, the quality of football we're witnessing here at Rufaro has been quite as high as the World Cup we're witnessing. These two sides from the domestic setup going hammer and tongues against each other. Good to see.
Well, Mugalu thought maybe Njaliwa have been played for an advantage after that handball, and maybe would have opted for that apart from a free kick. But they do have good hitters, Caps United, in their folder. You have the likes of Shandirwa, Gurende, and Njaliwa, and even Chawananga Kawonga, who usually takes them when they are in such exciting positions like this.
Yeah, it's a good range for Caps United to try and test the Ngezi goalkeeper. I'd say maybe 25 meters, 30 meters tonight.
Of course, good yards, just a few meters from the box. So it looks like it's going to be Kawonga who will take charge of this one. A disappointed Gurende as well. But maybe it's part of the ploy. Now Kawonga. Disappointing to say the least. Could have done better. We have seen him do better. And with that, that's the last kick of the first 45 minutes. Caps United will go on with frustration into the half-time break. So many chances they've created, so many chances they've wasted. Dominic Lloyd Jaliwa will be the man, probably Tekshua Chiragwi, who will be talking to Marvelous Mukumba, Tanaka Mnemo, the two exciting players for Ngezi. But a lot will be left for the second 45. Your thoughts and your sentiments leading into the half-time break?
Yeah, definitely. Jaliwa had to bury those 4 opportunities, or at least one of them. Any top striker will tell you that you need a good ratio to chance to goal ratio, and Jaliwa unable. But I mean, very encouraging signs from Caps United. They are finding the spaces in the final third. They are creating the chances, and of course, from the Ngezi camp, they'll be counting their lucky stars that it's still goalless. Polite Moyo and Chiro, as well as Kashitigu, have been quite resolute at the back. So it promises to be another entertaining second half from these two sides.
So we are going to be going on a break, and we hope you do too. When we do come back for the second 45, we hope you'll be tuning in, for we'll be giving it to you live.
Yeah, it's okay.
What a match we've had here. So many attempts, but no goals to speak of how these two teams have played today. Caps United getting the better of the chances this afternoon, as we can see from our stats there on the screen. And I'm sure they shall be back on our screen so that we can have a bit of a discussion. I still have Justice Machavi as well as Devon Chafa. Devon, Caps United, surely will they rule those missed chances? They created quite many of them. I'm sure that's a positive. But also, the negative is they didn't bury those chances.
Yeah, like you said, I will reiterate what you said. They are going to rule those missed chances. Because as you can see, Ngezi haven't come to the party of late. But you know, football is a game of two halves. You never know what they will come up in the second half. But Caps, they missed a lot of chances. And hopefully, maybe they will rectify them in the second period. But hey, it's quite a match.
Jesse, let's talk about how Ngezi Platinum played. Yes, they allowed so many chances to be created, but also Munemo Tanaka has been outstanding for them. You know, he gave Talent Chamboko a bit of a torry time until he moved also to the other flank to go and give Precious Piri another torry time.
You know, Valentine, I think you can see the text of the game. You know, it's all about the wingers, and of course, we all know that's where also Ngezi is good at. You know, with Tanaka Munemo, everybody knows and understands his speed. You know, he's electric, and obviously they are restricting Chamboko going forward. There's so many times he's been passing. You know, you saw it, and Tanaka sometimes, you know, he can create chances, and that's the name of the game. You know, it's about creating chances. We saw it. You have to dribble, you have to bring in whatever you have on the game, and he utilizes his speed. He's very efficient, and of course going forward. But I'm also impressed with Brooklyn Katumba. He's doing very well. He's doing very well in the central midfield. We have seen
yes,
him won,
yes.
and he's controlled so many occasions. And I think it's good for Ngezi right now as it stands, because that's a chance. That's a chance.
But if you look at it, Ngezi are going to be the ones who will be, let's say, who will be the happier of the two teams. Why? Because the Cape United have been missing chances. So football as it is, you get your clear chances, maybe one or two, and they will bury. That's what I'm thinking. But hey, Cape United has been missing chances, man.
Yeah, it's difficult especially in this game. They're playing under pressure. Also there's a lot of they are hurrying a lot. They need to take some time. You can see Njaliwa, he's been there in the central 2 times. So you can see the header. It's about I'm about to score.
As well.
That's Njaliwa. I'm about to score. I'm about to score. It's difficult for players. Especially when you are not getting what you want. There's a lot of frustration creeping in, and also playing under pressure.
Yeah.
Obviously
and the fans are not helping at all. Because they want a win.
Yeah,
so
the one goes.
The one goes. So you know how it's going to be. Hey, look at that one.
Let's look at another glorious chance again. Missed there by Njaliwa. He had done well there, and he put it on the left, and he couldn't lock his foot or put the laces off the ball there, and it looked like it was his weaker foot that he tried to score with.
But when you're in the box, I know as a striker, you have to be patient and be composed. In what way? Just not doing things in a hurried way. Like, look at what he did there. He was just supposed to take another touch. Then maybe he would have set himself up. And look at the shot from Tanaka Shandirwa. Yeah, he's been trying, but I believe he's playing he's giving himself a bit of pressure. He wants to impress.
He doesn't he's not playing the basic passes.
Yeah,
sometimes in the midfield you don't need to do much, isn't it? You need to just keep it basic, keep it simple, and you get through the passes. But he tries to do the Hollywood kind of passes.
Yeah, but simplicity is that's the ultimate sophistication. You have the chief where he can tell you that just doing the simple thing.
Yeah, like I said, I noted before that it's pressure. A lot of pressure, and every player is willing and is looking at. I want to do it. It's difficult, especially when you're playing a game of this magnitude. You have pressure also from the fans. As a team, outright, they've got new players. There's also Mugalu who came in. There's also Arubi. They are all trying to impress each other. They know each and every time maybe the team can change, but missing out on those chances. One thing I would say I would comment positive about it is they've been reaching.
Yes, they are getting there. That's the good part about everything. They are getting there.
Yeah, about creating chances, which is very important. You just need to be more composed and a bit of accuracy. I think they will do better.
Now let's talk about what the coach needs to do this time around for Cape United, for them to get get it right. You've spoken about rushing and the pressure that the players have to win the game as well. What does Textual Shoraki tell the players now?
Looking at what they have been doing in the first half, because creating chances, it means you are getting there. So what they only need to do, like we have been saying, they have to be patient. Be patient inside the box, be patient in everything, because they have been controlling proceedings from the first whistle up to because creating chances means you're getting there. But I believe they have to be simple in everything that they're doing. Just being simple.
Justy, let's talk about let's talk about Ngezi themselves, and as we are about to see their highlights as well, and some of the chances that they gotten. Munemo again being the pain in the leg of Cape United, and that first shot on Arubi, he was quite alert on the near post. He couldn't allow to be beaten on the near post there at that juncture, and he had to smoothen the ball up. But what do they need to do now? They've seen Cape United have missed the chances. This is the Northern, goal post, which is got a favorite of goal scored this season, even last season. This is the side.
Don't get
I think they just need to work in terms of defending, especially when they are in the third defending zone. That's where they're giving a lot of spaces. Have you seen Njaliwa moving in from the midfield, joining attack? That's the run which is killing them. Unfortunately, Cape United are not utilizing that, but that's where they can win in. But getting into the second half, I think they need to put more on the ball on Munemo, who is more dangerous. You can see all he is doing, the dribble, the speed, the shooting. He has got everything in him. So I think they need to keep on giving him the ball and also make him understand the area of position of shooting and dribbling, which he has done a little bit better in the first half. Towards the end, he did that. But I think they are very positive enough. You know, they're keeping the ball. They are trying by all means, getting into the third, trying. And of course, we cannot rule out Arubi's performance. He has done so well.
Yeah,
you know, he saved that shot. I think it could be, an ordinary goalkeeper could be something else.
You saw the bound that he took. It was
Exactly.
something, you know, it was going to be a whole year if it had gone in.
Yeah, sure.
You know, with things that have been going on of late,
Yes.
then it was going to be another talking topic for the whole week.
Yeah.
Imagine. But do you still maintain your prediction?
I'm still maintaining a Cape United win.
Jesse?
Yeah, I'm sticking on 1-1.
What on
I'm
the
sticking
draw?
on 1-1. You know, it's the text of the game. I'm looking at, and you see, it's a season, but it will be more interesting if Ngezi scores first.
Yeah, it's going to be. I wanted to say it's going to be, because if Ngezi scores first, then, you know, the pressure from Cape United fans is going to be, I don't know what it's going to have on the impact it's going to have on the other players.
So there you have it. They're saying they would love to see Ngezi Platinum Stars getting the first goal and see the reaction of Cape United if they're going to be able to come back. And of course, the last time that we checked at Watanai, it was Singapore leading by 1-0 there against Bulawayo Chiefs. Chicken in, it was 1-1 draw with Manika Diamonds as well. And those are some of the matches that we have showed up. ZPC Kariba also leading. But right now, let's take you to our commentators, Tadai Spada, as he gives us a commentary as the two teams are returning for the second half action.
So welcome back for the second half here at Rufaro Stadium, where fourth is taking on number 6, or vice versa, 6 taking on number 4. Caps United are playing against Ngezi Platinum. 0-0 is how it ended in the first 45 minutes, despite Caps United having the vast majority of chances. Dominic Njaliwa could have had a hat-trick to himself or for himself, but it's his profligacy in front of goal and his wastefulness that has kept the score line as he's a couple of nervy moments for Washington Arubi as he blamed the son after getting the ball on his second attempt. But apart from that, he hasn't been bothered much. Now it's the second 45 minutes where Ngezi have found more opportunities and chances on goal. If you're paying closer attention to the game they played against Chickenine, they scored 3 goals in the second half. But are they going to do it this afternoon as well? Or is it going to be another draw for these two teams? We wait and see. But coming into the second half, Prosper, what do you think needs to change, whether tactically or from the managers?
Yeah, I didn't think it would take long until we start to see some changes from the bench. And the Ngezi Gafa Kumbirai Mutuekuziva about to bring on Orlando Zavarevi. He's a striker. They've been lacking creativity up front, as well as Mugari Spencer. They'll be looking to solidify that midfield. So changes straight away at halftime tonight.
So it's Orlando Zavarevi, the man who was also on the score sheet against Chickenine, who comes in, and also Karengeshwa will come off. No, it was a no-brainer for Nisbet Mzenda to be one of the players to be substituted off. And now Orlando Zavarevi with Mugariri will come on. Orlando Zavarevi has played so much football and is an exciting prospect and an exciting player to watch as well. And Chawan Mbire, any moment from now, will be blowing his whistle for the first whistle that will determine how we'll play going into the last minutes of the game.
Yeah, some good changes, I thought, from Ngezi. They're still looking for that go-forward ball. As we mentioned, Mzenda was pretty quiet as Ngezi putting themselves under pressure straight away. Caps on the attack.
Now Mugalu trying to play across the face of goal, but there was no late run from Caps United to stuck it in. Trying to play with intent and set the record straight in this opening minutes. Exactly the same way they started the first half. Now Shandirwa finding Tinotenda Meke, who's then marked from behind. Now Marvelous Mkumba. Orlando Shavarevi crying for it. Did not go away. He was intending the pass to go. Was pointing in between the defenders. Was looking for a through pass.
Yeah, we know what they can do down the right-hand channel. Ngezi with Munemo. And Shavarevi entrusted to operate down the left-hand channel and try and cause problems for that Caps back line. An interesting battle now.
So now Orlando Shavarevi with his first cross into the box since being introduced on the half-time break. No Shandirwa, who has been forever present in everything good that has been happening for Caps United. Washington Arubi. Forever for Oko Arubi. Setting the tone clear of what he wants to happen and what he wants to see from his defenders. Kudzai Chiguida.
It's unbelievable, isn't it, how Arubi has managed to stay on top of his game and play top-flight football as late as 41 years of age, a senior statesman.
Of course. We have seen the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo do it, Luka Modric, both for Portugal and Croatia respectively. And now we do have Washington Arubi joins an elite class of goalkeepers past the 35-year age range. You also talk of Dennis Onyango. So they're doing quite well, keeping themselves fit. It's a rare commodity. It's one thing to have talent, but it's also one thing to be fit for this long. Edison. Now Mugariri. Having to be marked by 3 players. Madananga. Chirwa passes it back to him. Now Marvelous Mkumba was just trying to make that unnoticed run behind the defenders. Kaonga to Mugalu. 3 men ahead of him, Mugalu. Shandirwa, first time cross, looking for Meke. Now Meke, we have the support of Talent Chamboko. Now Gurende will try to cut inside, but they will recycle play, going back to their centre-back, Kudzai Chiguida. Mugalu, the tallest player on the field, supposedly being beaten to the ball by Farai Madananga, a man who's quite shorter than him. Precious Piri. He's an experienced player, Kudzai Chiguida. Trusted penalty taker if Ishmael Wadi is not in the team. Sometimes even when he's on the team, Chiguida will take the penalty. Just showing you how the game is sometimes exciting, that you see the centre-back, the players who defend the goal, attacking the goal.
Yeah, you can tell that head coach for Ngezi, Kumbirai Mutwekuziva, has had a word with his charges. They've become more compact, employing that low block. And Caps haven't had that opportunity that they were having in the first half to play through the channels. So good tactical change here from Ngezi, and they put bodies in midfield as well with Spencer Mgariri. And all of a sudden, they have front football now.
So now playing it more through the middle, Ngezi, Mugariri and Marvelous Mkumba operating in that central position off the field. Marvelous Mkumba. To Chirwa. Back to their skipper, Polite Moyo. Mukumba. Brooklyn Katumba. Orlando Shavarevi not given an opportunity to play as he would have wanted. Precious Piri has been good defensively, and Shavarevi will get a yellow card moments just after being introduced, 5 minutes to be precise, and he's the second player to get into Tichana Mbita's card book.
Yeah, I needed an early ball there from Shavarevi. Katumba Brooklyn went on a run, and Shawarevi couldn't get his head up and play it through, and then lack of discipline on that occasion, ending up in the referee's book.
Orlando Zawarevi was with Golden Eagles 2 seasons ago, where he was tearing up Division 1 football. He was in the Northern Region Soccer League, now known as the MCME States Northern Region 1 Soccer League. Now he's playing top flight football. Quite the ascension every player dreams of. Starting from the bottom and ending up in top flight. He has made good strides for himself, Orlando Zawarevi, but quite unfortunate to be getting a yellow card just after 5 minutes of being introduced.
Yeah, he'll be looking to keep Precious pretty busy, and he's providing the width as Ngezi on the attack once again.
Now Marvelous Mkumba are playing some enterprising football, the flicks, the turns, and getting into space. But Nyasha Gurende has been keeping serious tabs on him. And it's Ngezi throw in. Now they are playing with a little bit of belief and a little bit of excitement. Intent being set here. Marvelous Mkumba. Chichirwa. Mkumba again. Oh, he tries to cut inside, but Richard Achiro is there to save that defensive back line.
Yeah, you can tell that the substitutions from Ngezi are working to very good effect. That injection of pace causing problems for Caps, and it won't be long before Tekshua Chiragwi also looks to his bench for some fresh legs out there, Tenda.
Obviously, Tekshua Chiragwi will be looking forward to introduce. By this point in time, who did you introduce? The game still looks balanced. Sometimes it's just not a matter of introducing substitutes. You do that, you mess up the tempo and the balance of the team. What they are lacking, Caps United, is the way of converting the chances they are creating. But they do have an exciting lineup on the bench. You talk of your Brett Amidu, your Takunda Benura. They are there, and they are the players that you'll be looking forward to if things don't go your way. Now Meke. Tumble to the ground by Farai Madananga.
Yeah, I think Benura is one good option for Caps United. He was 2023 PSL Golden Boot winner. So if you're looking for goals, one would suggest Benura will be your man. As we see that challenge there, flying in.
So there's an injury for Caps United. Some of their defensive players have gone to the ground. And I'll be looking forward to see if he can continue with the game that is Talin Chamboko.
Yeah, it's not looking good, is it, for Chamboko? The stretch is out. But let's hope that he's okay to continue.
It almost looked like he wanted to walk himself off the pitch. And the medical team is instructing him to now. That's the Caps United bench going through their paces.
So Chamboko plays down the left defensively. It's looking like he's going to struggle to play any further part in proceedings here at the ceremonial home of football. Rufaro still goalless. Caps United up against Ngezi Platinum. As Caps are ready to take the ensuing set piece here.
Sukaonga, as expected, will be taking this dead ball. So Caps United fans also in attendance. Shandirwa to recollect. Oh, good fit from Shandirwa. Man tried to go with his left foot, but the balance really let him down, lost his footing. And his shot was wayward, not anywhere close to the target. Now that's a goal kick for Ngezi.
He's a neat player, isn't he, Shandirwa? Very nimble-footed. But that finish left a lot to be desired. He's the one key player for Caps United. They'll be looking to unlock this Ngezi defense.
Shandirwa. And now the boy has gone out of the confinements of the pitch. Tanaka Mnemo too fast there, even for his own liking.
Yeah, the Caps United fans are getting restless. They've seen enough. Challenges are flying in. Ngezi Platinum taking no prisoners here.
So that's Arubi signaling to Tishawan Mbiri that there's a problem with maybe his hamstring. So now there's movement for Caps United on the byline as Lunga is about to be introduced. Almost looks like it's a triple substitution. Brett Amidu will be coming in, or coming on. Kadamanja as well will be coming on together with Vunga.
I wonder what happened to Washington Arubi, because he hasn't been called into action as yet, but is writhing in agony. And the stoppage in play here as the medics are trying to make sure that Arubi is okay to carry on. It's always a challenge when you get to 41. Sometimes the body does let you down, as we see the challenges flying in this encounter. And the referee has done very well to stay on top of proceedings, but two tough competitors here in Caps United, and Ngezi, they're not shy to put in the challenge, and which explains why we're yet to separate the two sides here.
So first substitution goes to Kadamanja, who comes on for Talent Chamboko, and a surprise call as well with Shandirwa leaving the field of play, and is going to come off for Vunga, the man who was with Silver Strikers of Malawi. Vunga will be playing outside Malawi for the first time in his career, the man who did so much well for Silver Strikers. And the last substitution will be Bretta Miju, and that will complete the triple change. Surprised to see Shandirwa come off. Barely do you see a player who was covering each and every blade of grass come off. I know in his heart of hearts he'll be one of the most disappointed players. I think it's that last attempted goal that led to the goal kick that made Tikshua Shiragwi say, you know what, I've seen you play, but after 58 minutes, you've done your part.
Yeah, some fresh impetus now for Caps United. The Makepe Kepe fans have got the changes they wanted. Will this end up in the back of the net?
What a poor cross from Nyasha Gurende. A man with a very powerful left foot. Now cross into the box. Mugariri clears it away. Bretta Miju, first attempted goal. Good hands from Marioni. Now Kuzai Chukwira keeps it in play, but he was offside. Bretta Miju trying to make a statement appearance here with the first touch of the ball already going direct. But Marion was well aware of what he was facing. Good hands.
Yeah, just the start you would have wanted for Caps United. You substitute, you introduce nice and early, and a shot on goal. Another challenge flies in, and the referee has seen enough, and that yellow card is out.
Well, Richard Chiro launched in recklessly there. Marvelous Mukumba. And no protest whatsoever from him. Well, he is a very, very aggressive player, Richard Achiro. Might look and seem imposed and composed, but many times he does throw himself loosely and recklessly as he did there. But good to see Marvelous Mukumba back up on his feet.
Yeah, very reckless on that occasion from the skipper.
That's Tanaka Shandiro. Doesn't look pleased at all. Well, I'll be mad if I was him as well. I thought he was doing everything by the book. Maybe it's a different approach from Tekshu Chiragwi. Mugalu trying to flick it from behind. Now Meke bits Madananga. But Brooklyn Katumba wins it. Achiro again. Rolando Savarelli hasn't really managed to stamp his name after being introduced. Katumba. Achiro. Well, you didn't see him in the first half doing much of the marking. Yet Tanaka Shandirwa was quite industrious. But now with Shandirwa out of the picture, Richard Achiro will be doing much of the groundwork. Mukumba brought to the ground again, this time by Kadamanja, the player who came on for Talent Chamboko.
Yeah, the challenges have continued to fly in this encounter. It's been a very cage affair. Lots of hard battles in the middle of the park as both sides are looking for that opening goal of this encounter.
Good but risky pass from Kashitigu. Njaliwa finds Brett Amidu, who cushions it to Gurende. Now Brett Amidu finds Njaliwa. Now Njaliwa to Fuse. And they lost possession, and they are crying probably for something that they want Chao Nambira to look at. Achiro. Now the introduction of Brett Amidu has brought in a creative spark. They're now knitting some good 1-2s. Meke. Meke cutting inside. Another hand, but this time no play. Now Wunga, trying to fit it to not end the Meke. Now Marvelous Mukumba. Good fit from the number 7. Where is the card? Probably is the question. There was a jersey talk, Jesse pulling after that Mercurio sombrero as he was about to go forward. Marvelous Mukumba.
Yeah, they're out in the stands, they're enjoying it. The Ngezi Platinum supporters. And spot on. Those changes from Caps United starting to make things tick for the team they call the Green Machine.
Well, they do call them Shai Samfaro. One of the most successful teams in Zimbabwe, part of the big three. You have your Islanders, you have your Dynamos, the traditional big three in Zimbabwe. And of course you have the newcomers, the new money. You have your Simba Bora, you have your Moors, your Scotland. Now there's Hard Rock in the picture as well. It's a battle of tradition versus ambition, I would like to put it.
Yeah, they're one of the traditional giants of Zimbabwean football, no doubt. Caps United, and they've provided us with some exciting talent over the years. The likes of Alois Bunjira, who's in the crowd. Joe Kode Mugabe, remember him?
The last time they did win a title was in 2016. And after 10 years, they still believe that they might actually break the jinx. Now Ngezi darting forward. Kudzai Chiguida defensively clutch here. But Tanaka Mnemo still applying pressure. Mgariri doesn't beat the first man without cross from the right channel.
Yeah, you just see that Ngezi Platinum are committing numbers forward in search of that opener as the challenges continue flying in. That's the occasion when Achiro picked up a yellow card. So he'll want to be careful because last thing you want is to play with 10 men as Caps United on the attack here.
Now Tinotenda Meke has Njaliwa in space, but will decide to go at it alone. Now cross into the box, but Kashitigu clears it away. Corner kick for Caps United.
Yeah, they've looked smooth up since the introduction of those changes from head coach Tekshua Chiragwi. Just get the feeling that that goal is coming. Ngezi committing numbers forward, and then Caps United with that transitional play. Yet another set piece for Caps United.
Now, it is the Malawian Uchis Vunga to take. Delivers. Gurenda missing it as he was going for the spectacular. Now Chirwa will charge forward. Finds Marvelous Mkumba. Mugariri. Swift turn. Brooklyn Kutumba. Farai Madananga as they continue to charge forward and looking for options. They find the feet of Tanaka Minemo, but Washington Arubi collects peacefully. Notched from behind by Kashitigu Mugalu. He was on the score sheet last time, Mugalu, in that hard rock game at Chawanda Stadium. 6-goal thriller. We saw a number of new players that have come from across the world returning into the Kasulaga Premier League. You talk of your Prince Dube, you talk of your Takwara 2 Warriors Internationals, and it almost looked like it was the splinter that set everything ablaze in terms of the new players we're now seeing in the second half of the season. Now Marvelous Mkumba does get his yellow card. You haven't been the player that has made Caps United players get yellow cards. He gets the short end of the stick on this one.
Yeah, the challenges are flying in that midfield of the park. Both teams fighting for possession, and are judged on that occasion to have done it through illegal means, and another yellow. So they're walking a tightrope now. The two midfielders, Mukumba from Ngezi and Achiro from Caps United, another thing to look out for.
Played short, pressure speedy with a weak delivery into the box. Now finds Mkumba. Marvelous Mkumba. Good lower body strength to keep it in play and to shoot the ball away from danger. Played back to Washington Arubi. Nyasha Gurende.
It's a creeping watch, isn't it? It's like watching two heavyweight boxers sparring at each other, giving nothing away. But you just sense that
moment.
That knockout blow is on its way, isn't it? Which way is it going to go? Yeah. You don't want to get off your seat for this one.
So 67 minutes have been played. Now Uchizi. Quick fit. The Malawian. To Bretamidu. Failed to control it first time. Now cross into the box. An opportunity for Meke. Was on the back post. Ball still in play. And he's holding his foot on the ground. And in turn, it turns out to be a goal kick. But he was doing quite well to shoot the ball for two Ngezi Platinum players.
Yeah, some solid defending there from Leslie Kashitigu, holding his line. And very diminutive in stature, but some solid defending here as we see Ngezi Platinum ringing in more changes.
So it's another striker for another striker. It is McDonald Addison who comes off for Murasiranwa. A man who on occasions finds his name on the score sheet. A very heavy built striker. So you'll be playing in probably the last 30 minutes of this game.
Yeah, it's a good move. It's been entrusted, Murasiranwa, to harass the Caps United defenders. He's a tall and bulky striker, so they have a good avenue, Ngezi, to target him and try and play off him.
Which is he? Bretamidu finds Njaliwa. Njaliwa marked from behind, but it's a clean tackle. He knows it is a clean tackle. Njaliwa. Now Achiro trying to play to Gurende. Gurende being asked to operate in that channel that Talent Chamboko usually operates in. Amidu. Meke. Ooh! Reckless challenge there. But is it going just to be a yellow card? And Tichana Mbita sees that it's just going to be a yellow card. Came in strong, Kashitigu.
Wow. Just wow, you could hear the bodies colliding there. And Kashitigu, a lapse in concentration, he went through the man. And everyone was expecting to see the dreaded. Look at those Caps United bench. They were up in arms.
Well, you know it's a very dangerous tackle if you see the whole technical bench together with the substitute rising up in arms. You almost thought they were coming for his neck. Well, he gets saved from the dreaded red card and he gets a yellow card. Now Brett Amidu to take. Amidu floats one in. Mugalu finds the connection, but hit on top of his head. Doesn't find the right direction.
Yeah, good delivery in the box. Mugalu gets on the end of it, but a misdirected shot on that occasion. But how about that challenge from Kashitigu? A mistimed one. Went through the man and very lucky to still be on the park for mine.
Madananga for Ngezi. On many occasions, Mugalu has tried to just play those quick passes, laying it off. Uchizi. Now Brett Amidu, that creative spark we have been talking about. He does bring it on. And for the newly introduced players that have come on the other half of the season, get a first feel of Rufaro Stadium. Well, at the end of the season, they have stories to tell when they do get to experience the Harare Derby. Madananga. Now Murasiranwa will get his first piece of action. As Orlando Savarelli on a far side, but it was a tame effort of a pass from the Bauki player. Now Savarelli. Wow, he hasn't been enterprising since being introduced. Now Marvelous Mkumba. And Brett Amidu lets the ball go out of play.
Jeez, it's all happening out there. Ngezi Platinum finding Murasiranwa, good show of strength on that occasion, and then allowing Ngezi to operate in that final third. They're pushing for this one. They're the away side, but they're not settling for a draw. They're looking for maximum points here.
So now Mugariri for Ngezi finds Brooklyn Katumba. Katumba will play to Orlando Savarelli, who then plays it through for Marvelous Mkumba, but it's the chemistry that's lurking. Mkumba was not expecting a pass of that caliber to just find itself through to him. Now Brett Amidu, Nyasha Gurende. Gurende to Amidu. Back to Richard Achiro. Richard Achiro hasn't attempted a shorted goal so far. Is he going to? Time is almost running out. 74 minutes have been played. Now Meke to Amidu. Amidu conceding possession to Orlando Savarelli, who was looking for Murasiranwa. Now Precious Speedy going at it alone. Now Vusi. Now Mugalu. Oh, loose touch there from the big striker from DR Congo. You just have thought that maybe had he tried to keep the ball in play closer to his feet, he was going to be fortunate and maybe find the back of the net with his left. But it's a mistake that almost looks like he was teeing it up for Jaliwa.
Yeah, good awareness on that occasion from the Ngezi keeper, Marioni, straight away dashing off his line and committing to stifling that attack. And he cops one on his body for all his problems, but that's what you want to see, the goalkeeper diving in, putting his body on the line and saving what would have been a goal for Caps United.
So now 15 minutes left of normal regulation time. And there's a stoppage in play as the goalkeeper Mario, and he's just having a word with Tichao Nambiri. And from behind, outside of your picture, from just below the commentary gantry, there is Marvelous Mkumba, who has joined Richard Achiro as Tikshaw Chiragu is just dishing out a set of instructions.
Yeah, a bit of game.
Now Mugalu in an exciting position. Oh, flops his chance. Inches above the crossbar. Could have been a goal from the big striker.
Well, they can't say they haven't had their chances. Caps United, another one goes a begging. It was within striking distance there, Mugalu, but sees his effort going wide. They keep coming, Caps United. They're the home side. They have to take the initiative. Here they are now.
They're now making keeps it in play, but Kashitigu comes in, last ditch defending to stop any thought of Meke going forward. Achiro. Brooklyn Katumba. Madananga. Marvelous Mukumba. Oh, good player, good turn. Murasiranwa gets a tumble. And it's Ngezi Platinum Stars free kick. Also responding with intent and a little bit of grit. And you were talking of Dominic Benura, rather Takunda Benura. He's one player that will be introduced as they are now looking for goals in this last 18 minutes, Caps United.
Yeah, good call from Caps United coach Tikshaw Chiragu. He has to go for it. He has to roll the dice. And if you've got a proven goal scorer on the bench, why not throw him in and try and get that much needed opening goal. So they're just sorting out the substitutions.
So it's going to be Tinotenda Mek and Precious Piri who come off. They have played 76 minutes together. Now it's going to be the forever exciting Ishmael Wadi, who has been out a couple of games because of injury, together with Takunda Benura. Will be playing this last 18 minutes of this game at Rufaro Stadium. You can hear the cheers coming in from the city end, as they are well guaranteed that when you see Wadi and Benura, probably something will be cooking. But for now, it's Kashitigu who will take the dead ball for Ngezi Platinum Stars. Esmanemo has been substituted off. A good player to watch. Unfortunate not to get a goal and assist this afternoon.
Yeah, they need quality service, yeah. It's a good position to find yourselves in. Kashitigu, what can he do?
Kashitigu with the inside of the foot. And a very disappointing attempt of a free kick from the defender, who's also hanging on a yellow.
Yeah, the set pieces have been very lackluster this afternoon from both teams, it has to be said. Sometimes in a very tight contest, set pieces are what can unlock the defense. Here comes Caps now.
More Brett Amidu being stopped in his tracks by Kashitigu. Now Marvelous Mkumba finds Farai Madananga. Orlando Shavarevi on the left channel. Now Shavarevi. Disappointing afternoon. It's a summary of his whole game so far, Orlando Shavarevi. He is a good player, but just not today. A very, very dismal day in office.
Yeah, it's a tightly contested affair down that left-hand channel. As
Now Takunda Benura trying to play Mugalu through. The idea was good, but the execution was lurking in terms of pace. Could have added a little bit of weight to the ball and could have found the fit of Ishmael Wadi, who was also running in space. Okay. Now an injury on Brooklyn Katumba. Gariri, who's wearing the jersey number 8, one of the players that we introduced on the half of the game, on the halfway break.
Yeah, it's done well, Mugariri in the center of the park. An extra body added for Ngezi's cause, and he has been getting them that possession and allowing Ngezi to be on the offensive, and then defensively as well has been offering that shield for his back line.
Trying to feed Ishmael Wadi to get a first view off the ball, but the ball doesn't get to him. Now Mugariri. to Chirwa. Chirwa digs it forward to Marvelous Makumba, who is everywhere marvelous. Jaliwa, quick to Mugalu. Good pass, finds Brett Amidu. Now so much space for him to move into. Richard Achiro scanning the pitch, closely looking out for danger. Now Kudzai Chiguida looks like he wants to take a pop from this angle, but it was a pass rather. Not understanding clearly what Brooklyn Katumba was trying to do from that distance. Was it a pass? Not clear to tell.
Yeah, good shape from Ngezi. They're sitting deep, allowing Caps United to have possession in front of them, and they're quite happy to go on that low block.
Marvelous Mkumba playing Mgariri through. So much space on the right side for Ngezi. Now they will cross it into the box. Murasiranwa lifts it. Mkumba trying to tee up Murasiranwa. Marvelous Mkumba, one of those players that will do some magic when you expect it and when you least expect it. What a marvel to watch, Marvelous.
Yeah, good counter-attack from Ngezi. Marvelous Mkumba, a bit of indecision there. He was caught in two minds, whether to stop the ball and lash it into the goal or pass it. He went for the latter and wins the corner in the end.
You can see how he's involved in almost everything that is happening for Ngezi Platinum. Sometimes he does get the ball from deep, and he's always on the last round of play. Now Benura trying to find Ishmael Wadi, who then gets the first few off the ball. Amidu, very strong with that delivery, as he was looking to play it on the far end of the back post.
Yeah, this game is starting to open up, isn't it? There's a lot of tired bodies out there, very deep into this encounter. It just requires that one moment of brilliance to separate the two sides here.
Manja. Achiro to Njaliwa. No one on the right flank to be played through. Now Vunga is trying to dink it to the overlapping Gurende. Murasiranwa finds Madananga. Orlando Sawarevi. Yes, Mkumba. Now Murasiranwa being played through. Kudzai Chiguida coming in at the right time to stop that run from Murasiranwa. Good awareness from the number 6 for Caps United.
Yeah, some solid cover defense there from Chiguida, sensing the danger and equal to the task. And you can sense the desperation here from Caps United. They have been castigated for drawing games they should be winning. And you can just see them pushing bodies forward. They are playing at home, remember, and they want to make use of home advantage here.
Polite Moyo clears it away, but it's still in very dangerous territory. Corner kick for Caps United. 6 minutes left, plus some additional moments and minutes as well. Will take sure we enjoy getting another draw.
These are what we call championship minutes. This is when it matters the most. Another set piece for Caps United. Another delivery into the box.
Doesn't do well with his last attempt. Now Marvelous Mkumba charging forward. Chirwa, who's also charging forward. Kudzai Chiguida. Now the best attempt for a team that was going on a counter charge. Disappointing from Junior Mafudzi.
Yeah, frustrating end to that counter attack. I thought the delivery into the box was on, but just poor service. As we see Mugari in the middle of the park, just running strings around the Caps United midfielders. They're also still believing here. Ngezi Platinum.
It's a confirmation of the score on your screens. Still nil or nothing has been scored. The second half different for Caps United. They were creating chances in the first, and that is always the problem when you don't capitalize. Now Bretamidu to Ishmael, trying to find, rather it was Mgalu was trying to find Ishmael, and he was complaining that don't play it through, play it straight to my feet. Ishmael, since being introduced, he hasn't received the service, and he hasn't exploited those channels that we well know that he can exploit.
Yeah, it's that quality and decision making in the final third that's been lacking for both sides, really. Some neat interchanging in the middle of the park to get yourselves into positions, but when it matters the most, we just haven't seen that quality in front of goal. But there's still time. Not long though. What can Ngezi do now?
Well, from the World Cup that's currently ongoing in the United States of America, Canada and Mexico, we have seen goals scored in such minutes. You talk of your Spain, they have done it on numerous occasions so far. And maybe these boys in Rufaro Stadium might get a little bit of motivation. I also believe they're watching the World Cup. Why not copy some notes, take some shots from range, have those solo moments, make your team happy, make yourself happy, become a hero. I believe they are well aware of what's happening in the World Cup.
Yeah. Are you hoping for the curse of the 86-minute mark for the Africans tonight? So agonizing, all of the African teams getting out very late in the piece. So it just goes to tell you, still got to keep your concentration levels up. As long as the referee hasn't blown that whistle, there's always an opportunity to find the back of the net as Caps United come on the attack now.
So now Richard Achiro. So many bodies forward for Caps United. Everyone wearing black is almost playing in that danger area. Zavarevi clears. It's only Richard Achiro and Kudzai Chikwida. Benura trying to lace it up. Gurende. But for what a defender, you weren't expecting much.
Yeah, went for it first time, but his technique let him down there. Another opportunity goes a backing. They have had their chances. It's been a game of two halves, isn't it? First half we saw those 4 clear-cut chances not being buried, and then second half, not as many, but when they've arrived, no one has actually grabbed this game by the scruff of the neck, which is why we find ourselves deadlocked late into the piece.
89 minutes with only a minute left, and Caps United are asking all the necessary questions. But will they get the answer? Maybe it's too late to get an answer now. It would be something that they would enjoy, breaking the deadlock late on into the game. Benura in the penalty box, but concedes possession. Mabuzi trying to clear it away. Well, they did allow Shandirwa to come off. They went for more attacking prowess, but in 10 it hasn't really worked out for them as compared to the amount of chances they were creating when Shandirwa was on the pitch. Now Njaliwa playing through Vunga. Now he's been encouraged to shoot. Go forward is the message from the Caps United fans. Orlando Zavarevi cushions it away from danger. So confirmation of the additional time, 4, a minimum of 4. Now Amidu doesn't find the perfect connection. 2 players going for the same ball.
Yeah, another bit of miscommunication. The service was quality. They did have numbers in the box, but some miscommunication there, fluffing another chance. So they have themselves to blame here, Caps United. They have created the opportunities, but just haven't been able to affect the scoreline at the end of the day.
Underwhelming football from these two teams. They do play good football on a good day, but maybe matchday number 22 wasn't that day for either of them. But as Ngezi are charging into the last minutes of the game, they do have good possession. And disappointing from Mavudzi, as he was looking to play it with the outside of his foot. Vunga, former Silver Strikers man. Achiro, looking for Kadamanja. He finds him, back to Arubi.
Yeah, he needs to get it up here, Arubi. That clock is running thin.
Mugalu. I believe Caps United haven't met the best of their big striker. Should be playing through him. They should be playing every ball to him. Now Washington Arubi will be tasked to launching it forward. Now Amidu find Jaliwa. Now Kadamanja. Kadamanja to cross. And it's gone for a throw in. Four minutes still. Now Uchizi Vunga. Brett Amidu takes a shot from distance. Another disappointing attempt. But when you do see players take hits from this distance, it shows you that the defense has been solid. And it needs a little bit of magic to break it. And this Caps United side hasn't found the right formula, the right magic portion to just unlock this defense.
Yeah, that last attempt from Caps United just sums up their afternoon. Really disappointing in front of goal, but spot on. Tendai, the Ngezi Platinum defense have been rock solid. The likes of Polite Moyo, Leslie Kashitigu, they've handled everything thrown at them. They've kept it out. And it will be a very good point away from home if it ends up like that.
So remember, coming into this game, these two teams were separated by Litu. You talk of the goals conceded, both have conceded 20. Goals scored 27 as to 26. Ngezi, Caps United respectively, same number of wins, 9. And losses 4 as to 3. Caps United leading on that one, with having lost 4 games as compared to 3. And this afternoon in matchday 22, these two teams have denied to be separated by March either. Still tied at 0-0. And remember, in the reverse fixture, it was Ngezi that came out victorious at Baobab, winning by a single goal to 0. And if it ends like this, it means Ngezi would have taken a total of 4 out of 6. And it has gone out of play. Almost 10 seconds left until Tichao Nambida says we have seen enough for match day number 22, day number 2.
Yeah, it's not happening for both sides. It's been that sort of a day, a very frustrating one, particularly for Caps United. I thought they played the better of the two sides and they deserved this. One more chance here for Caps United.
Now Uchi Zifunga looking for options and lost possession where it matters the most. And Tichao Nambida looking at his watch. Check your time, ref, is maybe the message from Ngezi. Now Njaliwa, last attempt. Now Ismail Wadi, or rather it's Mugalu. And he flops his chance, the big DRC Congo man. And with that it ends all level. And the most relieved set of players is the Ngezi Platinum Stars. Caps United was throwing everything away in those last moments. And where it matters the most, they failed to capitalize. All those chances Njaliwa had in the first half could have been the difference this afternoon. A lackluster second half, Ngezi being a little bit defensive. But at the end of the day, match day number 22 for Ngezi and Caps ends all square. 0-0 is how it ends. It has been a fantastic afternoon of football from myself, Tendai, and Prosper. But before we end, just your thoughts into this encounter.
Yeah, one of the most entertaining new old draws you ever find. End-to-end stuff. Both sides went for it, but wasn't to be. They could have won it at the end as well. Caps United, one last ditch. And that sums up their afternoon, really. They weren't clinical enough in front of goal. And another draw for those Makape fans. Frustrating it has been. this season, playing the enterprising of the football, but no cigar regarding the points. And they walk away here with another disappointing draw tonight.
So that's it from the commentary team. We're now going to be switching over for pitch side, where Valentine Mabugu will be talking to the managers. And after that, he talks to the man of the match. But from us, it's a goodbye. Until next time, please keep watching for match day number 22, day 3.
Goalless it ends right here at Rufaro Stadium as Caps United again failed to find victory at home and against the Platinum Stars' team. They've had won against in the last 12 fixtures as well. And Coach takes a tough one to take as well, particularly for the missed chances that you got in the first half. Would you say you could have buried the game then?
Thank you so much. Ash, like you've said, it's very, very tough. You know, even you look at the chances that we have created and the chances that we have missed. You know, but at the end of the day, it's the game is over. And what can you say? We just take the point and we move forward and just keep on encouraging the players. But this is the time I think also players need to take responsibility. Mostly when you play this way and having those chances that are not half chances, those are full chances, 4-5. If you don't score, this is how it happens. So at the end of the day, we don't have to lose hope. We have to keep on working until we get it right.
And some will say and argue that maybe they're lacking a bit of confidence in themselves. Do you think it's something that psychologically you might be thinking of as a technical team? Not really much. Yeah, it might be. You know, it might be. I'm not sure, but when for you to get the confidence is to make sure that when you've got the opportunity to score, you score, because they are playing, they are doing well in transition, everything, we're doing okay. But in front of goal, it's 1 versus 1, 3, 4, 5. So where do you get the confidence from? You get the confidence from yourself, because if you put that ball behind the net, then the confidence will rise. You get the confidence to play, to keep on asking yourself to say, I need to score more, to score more. But at the end of the day, this is what I've said. You just need to appreciate the effort that they are putting. At the end of the day, it's very important to get that point rather than to lose. We look at the aspect of the game. I think 95% of all aspects of the game, we are doing it correctly. But confidence, like I've said, and you have to keep on pushing them. We have to keep on build their confidence until we get it right. I understand probably the way you are missing chances in the games they are going without scoring. They will end up with also a psychological effect. But I think we'll work on that. All right, Coach, better luck in your next game.
Thank you.
All right, that is Coach Texua Chiragi, and joining me right now is Kumbrai Mutuekusiva, the Ngezi Platinum Stars coach. Yes, not victory, but nonetheless not defeat against Caps United. Your overall assessment of the 90 today?
Yeah, quite a difficult game. But what I'm happy about is that we've managed to collect 4 points against Caps United at home. In the first leg, we managed to collect maximum points. Today, then we collected a point on the road, which is good for us. Having that dominance over Caps United is what I can appreciate the team have done. But at the same time, the way they've played, I think they've played very well. Trying to manage the pressure that we've been having with the quality that Caps United have brought in. That we thought it was going to run over us, but we managed to hold on to get the point. I wouldn't say much, but quite a point on the road, quite good for us, right? Yeah.
All right, Coach, all the best as you travel back to Ngezi.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, that is Coach Muteku there saying he's happy with the point, and it makes them 4. That is 4 points against Caps United that he has won. And of course, that's how it has ended here at Rufaro Stadium. Caps United not finding a win. It's been 12 games with only just 1 win that they've ended. And of course, as well. And right now, I shall be joined by my 2 match analysts as we talk about the man of the match as well. And it should be Kastigu, who is the man of the match this afternoon. Toti Makorokoto, congratulations, the man of the match as a defender. Kashoma Gwawana as a defender. Very few times that you get it as a defender, but outstanding you were. You made sure you shut out Caps United.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. All I want to say, say thanks to my boys for fighting. Game Richitanga, Tarak's spirit which we want to fight. We resist Caps United. Today we are the good, but as a team we resist. The Interconsa wanna clinch it.
nhasi hanzi ndori kutengera munhu wese nhasi madrinks on the way back to Ngezi.
Yeah. Ndiwatengera musi Tuesday patikuita regroup musi training.
All the best, have a safe journey and enjoy the $200.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. And today he is Kashigu. Yes, he has to come and receive your check as well. There you go. That's the man of the match as well. All right, and we'll continue right here on ZBC TV with the analysis as well. And look at how the two teams did play this afternoon. And from an analytical point of view, is it a case of this Caps United team lacking confidence, or is it because they didn't have much? And I still have Devon Jafar with me. Devon, difficult to take for Caps United. Is it a case that they're not confident enough? Oh, maybe tactically they were not right today.
No, it wasn't their day. Because if you look at the chances they missed in the first half, it wasn't their day. Knowing football the way you know how it is, walking out with a draw after missing so many chances is a blessing to them. Because you know they could have been beaten 1-0 or 2-0. Because they did lose so many chances. But it's football. That's part and parcel of football.
Are you, Jussie, impressed with how Ngezi did set up? You know, they were solid at the back. Yes, they did create a few chances as well. And they've done 4 points against Caps United out of 6, which is quite impressive.
Very impressive. I think going back to Ngezi, you know, with a point, it means a lot for them, and also good for the team. I also want to applaud the referee. You know, the referee was so good. I think spot on all the occasions. He did very well. Also, there was a great competition this afternoon. And looking at the way they approached, it was too tactical. I think the game became a little bit tensy in terms of transition. Both teams trying by all means to do counter-attacks, but it helped and it worked for Ngezi, who were looking a little bit solid in midfield. You know, I think Caps United suffered because of decision making. I think in the third, they did so many aerial balls, and who to take was a matter of a question. But I think they did very good as well. Caps United, they were positive enough. They created many chances despite not scoring, but it's a part of the game. And you know, we have got the knowledge about the two coaches. You know, they worked together before, so the approach here, you could see there was neutralization, of which it worked for Mutogu's here.
Indeed. And of course, let's talk about Devon. How does Caps United recover from this? And because it's now 6 games without a win as well, and it's only draws and losses that they have. Okay, how do they unlock the goals? Because today they failed to score. Yet against Hard Rock, we saw goals coming.
But you know, football is just that's how it is. There's this rough patch that you go through. You have to be mentally strong. You know, so sometimes I would just say they have to keep on doing the good things, that they have to take the positives from this match. Then on the negative, they have to work on that. But you can't say they are not doing enough. They are doing enough because they are getting the chances. They are getting there. It's just a matter of conversion. They will just have to improve their conversion rate on it.
Indeed, conversion rate, sell and score some of those chances that you create, and you have the confidence to really bang in them the net and see the net bowed. That's what is missing. That's what did. And of course, let's look at now for Caps United, Jussie, and it means that they're falling further away from that is the apex and the title fight.
You know, I think it's just the moment. You know, it's a bad patch. You know, they need to recover quickly. Still so many games to go. But I think it's about winning each and every game. Maximum points, it counts more. Looking at today's game, you know, for me, outright, you know, they are putting themselves under pressure. I think it's just unnecessary for now. They still got a solid team. All together, they need to work and come back stronger. You look at this game, they created so many chances. Otherwise, if they had scored, maybe it could have been 3-0, 4-0. In the first half. But you know, as players, you know, they need to grow. You know, you just need to balance up, you know, being professional, and also the mindset, you know, approach to the next games is very important. Looking at how the attitude was, you know, they were hungry, they needed to score, but the pressure, you know, is killing them. it's something that they need to work on. There are so many games, hard games, also coming up. They just have to pick up themselves, and I think they're not far away from whatever we know about them. And they also added valuable players in their team. You saw Vunga is a good player. Arubi also brought in some experience. So in all, there is enough depth for the team. It's about who is taking responsibility.
The senior guys, they have to help the youngsters, because the difficult situation they are in, Hama one. Knowing that in City and Bay.
Yes, you've been in this kind of situation. How do you pick yourselves up, Devon, when things are like this, especially for Caps United, who are title chasing and who started well for the first half of the season, and they were quite dominant, and now you hit this bad patch?
You just have to keep on doing the good things that you've been doing. In football, there's nothing that you can just do, but just train, and hopefully everything they will start coming up. Because with training, you also create your own luck. With training, you create your own luck. So if you say no, we are not doing this, so we have to do this. Sometimes no, you just have to say no, it's part and parcel of it. So we just have to keep on doing the good things, taking the positives from each game, and then the negatives you just work on those, because there are weaknesses in every team, but you just have you have to be less. But for Caps United, they have to pick themselves up, no matter what they do, because it's a big team. Wherever you will be working, so as a player, you just have to keep on, keep on doing the simplest of things. Because in the first half, you could see they were complicating the passes. They were trying to do those fancy passes, but as they say, the chief always told us, simplicity. Just do the simple things. But doing the simple things is the most difficult thing in the field of play. So they just have to keep on doing those simple things, and the results will come.
Indeed. That's the results will come for Caps United. Jussie, let's talk about the introduction of Vunga in the midfield and how he played and how he tried to bring a bit of agents together with Brett Amidu. And him being a new signing, how impressive was he this afternoon? And of course, the shouter maybe to start some of the games.
I think it's a good coming. I think they welcomed him very well. In his game, if you look, he's very dynamic. He's a very, very good player with the ball. And at the same time, very comfortable. Only missing in his game, I think 3-4 times in the third. You could have shot. It's the only thing that is missing in his game. But in terms of creativity, intelligence is there, and I also think it will also relieve some players. It will give other options to the coach and also for the team. It's good. Also, Brett came in very well, but I think Brett, he needs to start a game. Coming in as a substitute is difficult for him because usually he takes a little bit longer to cope up with the match. But if he starts, I think it's important for him because he's an onset player. So obviously, looking at the upcoming games, they needed to. But what I was worried about, I observed what he was injured. He couldn't sprint. He couldn't. You could see he started limping. One sprint, he started limping. I think somehow don't force things. You need to preserve the players. It's very important so that it doesn't accumulate a long-term injury. So obviously they wanted to boost up with the fans because he's the favorite. But I also want the player management is very important. So there are so many options. You have to bring in players who are very fit and ready for the game.
Indeed. And of course, we speak of the intensity that was in the match as well. And we always speak of, Aubrey Chirinda, how forceful he is and how much of a miss was he today, really, for Caps United, because sometimes, they let that forcefulness going, especially in the final third of attack.
He is one striker who is very forceful. He gives defenders a torrid time. When you are marking Chirinda, you just have to be alert. You don't have that time to. So it takes away pressure from for the other guys, and then maybe they will come in. But I like the way the Malawian came in. You could see he is that kind of player who likes to play in between the lines. That's one player who has been missing for Caps United. So if he gets his game right, he will start delivering, maybe scoring or shooting, like what Jesse was saying. There were times he was supposed to shoot, then he opted for a pass. But you could tell with the way he is, he's technically sound. So he's that player maybe who can relieve the pressure from other guys. we will maybe see from 2-3 games from now, when he knows the league and when he knows his surroundings, and when the other guys start knowing how he plays, how he does things. Because in football, you need that kind of player whom he can do a lot of things with it. He can make those passes, he can find those spaces that you and other guys, those players differ. Those nitty passes, I think is one player who unlocks certain things for Caps United.
Indeed, a find for the season for Caps United. And of course, gentlemen, I know I'm flanked by two hard men during their playing times, and today we did see some tackles really flying in. Gentlemen, I know it has as well. And look at as we are watching as well, the tackles that were flying in, Jazzy, the rivalry, the intensity of the game as well. It was part of the game. Some could have really resulted in red cards.
Yeah, it's a game of contact, and my colleague, my young one, can tell you, sometimes you have to stamp the authority, especially in the middle of the pack. That's the engine of the team. You need stronger, It's a usual, as we used to call it, is a no-go area. As the moment you start passing by, it was an office, you only there, you don't joke about, you don't joke.
I'm the only one who's allowed to.
Yeah, exactly.
No one.
So obviously you would want, you'd want to work, peacefully. How do you make it peacefully? You just have to be stronger enough, mentally, physically, be prepared, everything like this. It's a very good competition. I think you need this. The boys, they need to feel themselves. They need to feel. Also, the opponent has to understand there's an opponent as well. So you have to come in, with everything. They showed up here. I like to see games such like this. It's important. It shows that there is a bit of competition. The mentality. It should be positive and very strong.
Indeed, quite interesting.
This magnitude, you know what? They unlock that certain level of character in you, because everyone is watching. So you just want to stamp your authority in the middle of the pack, because when a team loses, mostly it loses the battle, the midfield battle. So how do you stamp the authority? You become gritty, you become hard, you encompass that grittiness with the ball playing skills, and then you become dominant.
Indeed.
So it has to be that way in the midfield.
Let's talk about the Castigu, incident that some felt, particularly when we were seated, that could have easily been a red card or not.
To me, it wasn't.
It wasn't a red card for you.
It wasn't. You got the ball first.
It did. And we saw the Caps United bench rising as well.
For the other player, he was going to be injured.
Yeah.
But you got the ball first. So if you got the ball first, it means maybe the follow through, yes. But
I told you I've got these two hard men here. They will have to really play in a certain way and dominate their office. They call it their office in there. You don't allow thing. And having said that, Jassi, also for Ngezi, how it has pent up for them this season, and they now move closer as well, in as much as it's 2 points that they would have wanted more for this one to keep also the title chase. They're dark horse here.
I'm impressed, if you look at the structure, the way they play, the way they do things, they also utilize the ball players they have. Look at Marvelous Mkumba, very, very good player with the ball, and also very intelligent, the passing, the movement. I was also impressed by Brooklyn, Katumba. He stamped his authority, as much as he is a little bit slow, but for a midfielder, you only have to we count you, especially when you're winning the ball. He was smart enough. He neutralized. He did very well. He covered in front of defense, which was very, very important. And also going forward, they did very well. With McDonald, he played very well. Up there, and also with the wings. I think a well-structured team. And considering, they are not they are on a ban. They are on a ban for transfers. They couldn't add any player. They stick to it.
They can't benefit from the window right now.
Yeah, they can't benefit from the window, but I think it was a blessing in disguise. They only had to utilize, whatever they have from the under-19s. The team that played in plays in the Northern Region Division 1. I think it paid dividend. Some of the players are here, and I remember last year they had 5 players, probably the biggest number in the Kosovo squad. Some of them I saw them here, Nisbet, Munemo, and also Tatenda, who was seated at the bench, is the reserve goalkeeper. It's very important. It means, they are producing a lot. They are producing some players, with quality. I also, saw, the way they do it. Chong was good also in goals. It's very important, for a team like that. Also with Muti Wokuzia, he has got a very good mind, working with players. I think it's very positive. You can see the players, they're doing their best. They're free expression, they are showing what they're made of, and it's good for every player. You need that, you just need to bring whatever you have. The talent, you can see it here, over here, and considering they're playing also against a more senior team, and Cape United, they took majority of the players last season, and look at them. They managed 4 points in the season from Cape United. For them, it's a milestone. And look now the position they are well placed. I think it's good. For me, I don't want them to think about we are the champions, but I think we should applaud them for being, maintaining in the top 4 for quite many weeks in the season.
All right, gentlemen, well, we have to wrap it up, but I certainly have enjoyed having to share this beautiful stage with you, with 2 hard men today, and indeed they did love and enjoy the tackles that were flying in today, indeed. But I must thank Devon. Thank you very much for making time and coming through.
It was a pleasure always.
Indeed.
Always a pleasure being with you.
And Chief Justice Majavi, thank you very much, and always a pleasure.
Welcome, Valentine.
All right, and on behalf of my producers and the crew behind the scenes, from myself, Valentine Mabugu, it's bye-bye and happy viewing on ZBC TV.
Showtime, baby. Come on. They say it's just a game.
They say it's only about the winner.
They say only the players matter.
It's all of us.
Together.
This is a walkout. Keep it listening.
The greatest show